Hello. So, uh, I am building a house for my wonderful sim right there in the video that you can see. Um, and basically, I'm not a builder. I really am not. Um, but I have tried my best. Um, I made it smaller than intended. Possibly we can extend it in the future. Um, but yeah, not a builder. Tried my best though. It works though for gameplay, and that's kind of all that matters. Um, I think at some point I changed my G shade. Um, so just ignore that. But basically, I kind of made like kind of a tiny house, basically. Um, for my sim, basically, to live in. I included a basement, which I never do. Um, Basements for me are just like really hard to build because like you kind of have to line them up right. And so at some point you kind of see me struggling um with the lining up the basement with the stairs, or where I want stairs to be. Um, but it ended up working out. I actually really enjoyed building this. I started off the game in spring, so it, it's not too dark, which it would be if I started in fall. Um, I'm not really like one to change the lighting, in, when I'm building. Um, but I tried my best. And it was hard to find build items that were like a mint greenish color to fit with the gen. Um, I kept that green roof tiling. I thought it honestly looked good and I liked it. Um, we could always change it at some point. I don't know. Um, but I liked it, so I kept it. Um, and I ended up just deciding to use like kind of white as an accent, for like doors and windows. Um, I had a hard time picking out like windows because like I liked the like more like minimalist, like modern look of the windows that come with the Snowy Escape Pack, but I end up deciding on the Seasons windows, which are honestly an all-time fave for me. They're kind of my default, either because they're at the top of the build catalog or maybe other reasons. I don't know. They look nice, but they also are at the top of the build catalog, and I don't always have time to scroll down. So that is what I decided for that. And I think at this point I'm kind of realizing that it's a little smaller than I intended. I was just kind of like built the like general shape. Um, and here you see me trying to light up the basement with where I want the stairs to be. That basement, the reason why I put it is I intended to have other science stuff there. I'm realizing now that I forgot stuff part of the challenge, like the elements rack, stuff like that. Well, that's really it. The other stuff you get as career rewards. Um, but however, you kind of you'll see, it does come together. I struggled a lot with the small space. Yes, I could have extended it. I did not have the energy though. Um, To be fair though, the roofing was kind of simple, so at some point you see I kind of make the bathroom that I built like two tiles bigger. Um so I think it was just kind of laziness on my part. But yeah, and I don't like how all my builds always turn out like so boxy. Um but they do, I guess. And it's not totally bad. But it's a habit I want to get out of. So hopefully, maybe I'll practice building. Who knows? Um, if that's something you want. Um, but basically right now I'm just like trying to decide what doors I want. I decide on the Seasons doors. Seasons for this build is kind of a pack that I used a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot for the windows, and I end up using the cats and dogs door at both the backyard and the front. I'm not really good at placing windows in builds, because again, like I've iterated before, I am not a builder. So, I don't have the skills, but I try. Um, and basically, I end up changing the placement of the windows like at the very end. Um, that's kind of it. I was trying to decide on a flooring, and I ended up deciding on that eco lifestyle flooring that I'm using like right now. Um, and I liked it. I thought it was really cool color. And normally I wouldn't choose it, but with the G shades that I have in my game, like the coloring of the game is just so much more like better and easier to deal with. Normally like it's either like things are too light or too bright, and so it's just kind of harsh on the eyes. Um, but you know, I enjoy having G Shade in my game. And that is something I will, you know, share in the future. Um, Here I was kind of struggling with the not so much the counters, but the cabinets. Cabinets are always something I struggle with when building my kitchens. I kind of, I had the counters going around in like an okay space. But here I decided to change the cabinets to like be a little closer to the ceiling and smaller. So there's a little bit more space and it doesn't, it's not as cramped. Um, I for the first time like in a while, I used one of those longer cabinets that go down to the floor. I really liked it. I was debating using it on both sides, but I realized no, maybe not. So here I find a table, I think maybe from Dream Home Decorator. Um, that's like such a pretty mint color. And I end up using it. Here is after I extended the bathroom. Here I kind of struggle with that sink. I like that sink in my build, but the issue is you can't like comfortably put windows above it, and so I kind of struggle with that. Um, I end up just switching out the sink, as you can see, to the Dream Home Decorator one. Similar vibe, but not the same sink. Here I was struggling with money, and in the Rosetta Challenge, you can use free real estate, and to me, cheating my money back up a couple thousand is the same as using free real estate. So yeah, and I end up just leaving my sim with like $1,000 simoleons. And so I'm technically a cheater, but you know, um, and here I was trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get a living area and like a dining area. So then I just decided to switch where I was placing this stuff, and so I placed a dining table against the banister, um, and I put the sofa right there. It's a love seat. I don't normally use love seats in my builds, but you know, yeah. So here you can see I am fixing the windows. And yeah, bye.